Deadlifts feel powerful, but power without control creates long-term damage. Most lifters chase the feeling, not the mechanism behind progress. That confusion turns a productive lift into a repetitive stress problem. The deadlift loads the entire posterior chain under high tension. Muscles, tendons, and spine share that load unevenly. Your nervous system recruits fibers to stabilize and move simultaneously. That dual demand creates both strength and fatigue rapidly. Fatigue hides breakdown until technique quietly starts drifting. Small deviations accumulate stress in passive structures. Discs and ligaments absorb what muscles fail to handle. That is where injury begins, not during obvious failure moments. Most lifters misunderstand fatigue as productive stimulus. They repeat heavy pulls before tissues fully recover. Adaptation requires time, not constant maximal exposure. The spine especially adapts slower than muscle tissue. Repeated loading compresses discs without sufficient rehydration time. This creates cumulative stiffness and reduced shock absorption. Eventually, tolerance drops while intensity continues rising. That mismatch creates the classic sudden injury scenario. But nothing about it is actually sudden. It is accumulated fatigue finally exceeding structural capacity. Deadlifts reward discipline, but punish emotional lifting decisions. Chasing numbers too often shifts focus away from movement quality. The body then compensates using inefficient patterns. Hips shoot early, spine rounds, and load distribution shifts. Each compensation increases localized stress on vulnerable tissues. Strength gains then come with hidden structural costs. This is why strong lifters still get injured frequently. Strength alone does not guarantee resilience. Resilience requires balanced adaptation across multiple systems. Muscles, tendons, and nervous system must progress together. Deadlifts accelerate muscle adaptation faster than connective tissue. That imbalance creates a hidden weak link. Most training programs ignore this timing mismatch. They prioritize load increases over structural preparation. This leads to plateaus followed by regression or injury. The smarter approach limits exposure while maximizing quality. Deadlifts should be precise, not frequent. Volume should support recovery, not challenge it constantly. Most lifters reverse this relationship entirely. They train harder when recovery signals say reduce load. Pain becomes normalized instead of analyzed. That mindset guarantees long-term stagnation. Deadlifts are not dangerous, but misuse makes them destructive. Understanding load management changes everything about progress. Control determines outcome more than effort ever will. Progress comes from precision, not repeated maximal attempts. That is the difference between strength and durability. Most lifters never recognize that distinction early enough. By then, damage has already begun accumulating silently. Most people think deadlifts build strength, but they expose weaknesses faster. Weak links appear when coordination breaks under increasing external load. The nervous system struggles to maintain efficient recruitment patterns. Motor control declines before raw strength actually reaches its limit. This creates a false sense of strength, plateau, or regression. In reality, coordination becomes a limiting performance factor. Heavy deadlifts demand precise timing between hips, spine, and lats. If timing fails, force leaks through inefficient movement patterns. Force leakage reduces output while increasing internal joint stress. That combination slows progress and increases injury probability. Most lifters respond by adding more intensity instead of refining technique. That decision accelerates fatigue without fixing underlying coordination issues. Eventually, the nervous system becomes less efficient under repeated stress. Reaction speed and stability begin to decline subtly. This is why lifts suddenly feel unstable at previously manageable loads. The problem is neurological fatigue, not just muscular exhaustion. Neurological fatigue reduces motor unit synchronization and firing rate. That directly affects strength expression and coordination quality. Deadlifts amplify this effect because of full body integration demands. Every segment must coordinate under high external load simultaneously. Unlike machines, deadlifts offer no external stability assistance. The body must create its own stability through muscular tension. That requirement increases neural demand significantly. High neural demand limits how frequently maximal efforts can be repeated. Ignoring this leads to chronic under-recovery of the nervous system. Symptoms include reduced explosiveness and inconsistent performance. Most lifters misinterpret these signs as lack of effort. They push harder, further worsening the underlying fatigue. This creates a cycle of effort without meaningful adaptation. The solution lies in managing neural stress, not increasing load. Submaximal training improves coordination without overwhelming the system. Controlled repetitions reinforce efficient motor patterns. Efficiency reduces energy cost and joint stress during lifting. Over time, this builds sustainable strength instead of temporary peaks. Deadlift should train the system, not constantly test it. Testing too often disrupts the adaptation process. Progress requires repetition under controlled, recoverable conditions. That principle applies more strongly to complex compound lifts. Deadlifts are among the most neurologically demanding movements. Therefore, they require more strategic placement within training programs. Random heavy sessions disrupt long-term progress consistency. Structured progression aligns stress with recovery capacity. This alignment determines whether adaptation or breakdown occurs. Most failures in deadlift training come from poor stress management, not from lack of effort or genetic limitation. Understanding this shifts focus from intensity to precision. Precision ultimately drives both performance and longevity. That is the foundation of intelligent strength training. Without it, progress always comes with unnecessary risk. And that risk eventually becomes unavoidable consequence. Recovery is not passive. It is an active biological rebuilding process. Most lifters underestimate how long deep tissues actually need. Muscles recover quickly, but tendons and discs recover much slower. This difference creates hidden fatigue beneath normal muscular readiness. You feel strong, but structural systems remain partially compromised. Deadlifts load spinal discs through compression and shear forces. This rely on fluid exchange for recovery, not direct blood supply. That process takes hours to days depending on loading intensity. Frequent heavy lifting interrupts this recovery cycle repeatedly. Over time, disc hydration decreases and stiffness increases. Reduced hydration limits the spine's ability to absorb force safely. This shifts more stress onto surrounding ligaments and joints. Eventually, small irritations accumulate in the chronic discomfort or injury. Most lifters ignore early warning signs because performance remains stable. Performance often lags behind structural fatigue indicators. By the time strength drops, damage has already progressed significantly. This delay creates the illusion that injury came unexpectedly. In reality, the body has been signaling overload for weeks. Common signals include stiffness, reduced mobility, and asymmetrical tension. Ignoring these signals disconnects awareness from physical reality. That disconnection leads to poor training decisions under fatigue. Good programming respects both performance and recovery markers. Deadlifts should not dominate weekly training volume. They should complement other movements that support structural balance. Exercises like rows and hip hinges distribute stress more evenly. Variation reduces repetitive loading on the same tissue patterns. This helps maintain long-term joint and connective tissue health. Many lifters rely too heavily on a single movement pattern. That reliance increases localized fatigue accumulation. Balanced programs rotate stress across different structures. This allows partial recovery while maintaining overall training intensity. Deadlift should be treated as a high-cost stimulus. High cost means high return, but also high recovery demand. Using them too often reduces their effectiveness over time. Adaptation requires spacing between high-intensity exposures. Spacing allows full recovery and supercompensation to occur. Without it, training becomes maintenance or regression. Many lifters unknowingly train in a constant recovery deficit. This prevents meaningful long-term strength development. Instead, they experience cycles of progress followed by setbacks. The solution is not less effort, but better distribution of effort. Effort must align with the body's ability to recover. That alignment defines sustainable strength progression. Deadlifts magnify mistakes, but also reward intelligent programming. Understanding recovery transforms them from risk into powerful tools. This shift separates experienced lifters from constantly injured ones. Longevity depends on respecting biological limits, not ignoring them. Training is only effective when recovery completes the process. Without recovery, stress accumulates without adaptation, and that always leads toward eventual breakdown. Most injuries are not caused by one lift, but repeated poor decisions. Deadlifts simply reveal the consequences faster than other exercises. The solution is not avoiding deadlifts, but refining how you use them. Technique must remain consistent across all levels of fatigue. If technique breaks, the set should end immediately. Continuing reinforces inefficient and risky movement patterns. These patterns become default under future high-intensity conditions. That is how small errors become chronic issues over time. Load selection should reflect technical consistency, not emotional readiness. Most lifters overestimate readiness based on temporary motivation. Objective markers provide better guidance than subjective feeling. Bar speed, control, and stability indicate true readiness. If these decline, intensity should be adjusted downward. This protects movement quality while still allowing productive training. Deadlifts benefit from lower frequency and higher intentionality. Each session should have a clear purpose within the program. Random heavy lifting provides stimulation without direction. Directed training aligns stress with long-term adaptation goals. Accessory work supports weak points without excessive spinal loading. This improves performance while reducing systemic fatigue accumulation. Exercises like Romanian deadlifts and rows build supporting structures. They reinforce patterns without the same recovery cost. This allows more frequent practice of key movement mechanics. Skill improves without overwhelming the nervous system. That balance is essential for long-term progression. Many lifters ignore skill development in favor of load increases. This creates strength that lacks stability and efficiency. Eventually, instability limits further strength expression. The body protects itself by reducing force output. This feels like a plateau, but it is a protective mechanism. Improving stability restores the ability to express strength safely. Deadlifts should build both capacity and control simultaneously. Ignoring either leads to incomplete development. Complete development requires integrating strength, coordination, and recovery. This integration defines intelligent training systems. Most programs fail because they isolate variables too aggressively. Real progress comes from coordinating multiple systems effectively. Deadlifts expose whether that coordination truly exists. Used correctly, they become one of the most powerful training tools. Used poorly, they accelerate breakdown across multiple systems. The difference lies entirely in how they are programmed and executed. Awareness transforms risk into controlled and productive stress. Control ensures that stress leads to adaptation, not damage. That principle applies universally across all strength training. But deadlifts make the consequences impossible to ignore. They reward precision and punish carelessness without delay. Understanding this changes how you approach every training session. You stop chasing numbers and start building sustainable strength. That shift is what prevents injury while maximizing performance. And that is how deadlifts become a tool, not a threat.